Hi students, this is a little video about spelling. I want to talk about this because spelling is very important. As you know, in English or in any language, sometimes just switching one letter can make a big difference in either the meaning of the word, or sometimes by misspelling a word, the person reading it will just not know what you mean. And of course you want to be understood at all times in your writing. So I want to stress a couple things about spelling. The first point is that spelling is not the easiest skill to master. I know for myself that it takes a lot of time in learning another language to learn exactly how to spell the words. And that's because writing the sounds of language is not always a very exact science. Especially in English, we have a language in which there's a lot of borrowed words from other languages, and the spelling rules that we have in some ways can be changeable. It can be a little tricky. So I just want to stress that if you find that it's difficult to spell English words correctly, you're not alone. Even native speakers struggle to learn how to spell words 100% correctly. But that doesn't mean that we should just give up and throw up our hands and not do anything. You can, especially in this day and age, become a very, very good speller. And especially when it comes to our writing class, or any class that you have in the Language Center or other classes at AUI, you should be able to turn in work that is 100% spelled correctly, especially when it comes to work that we're working on in a process. Maybe your first draft might have some misspellings in it, or if we're doing a timed writing in class. That's natural. You know, sometimes it's not easy to sit and write something right in the moment. But especially when you have a chance to go back and correct your work, there's no reason whatsoever for you to have misspelled words. We have dictionaries and spell check on your computers and so many resources for you to learn how to spell and to spell those words correctly. Okay? So let's make sure that, especially in this class, that when it comes to spelling second or third drafts, things should be spelled 100% correctly. No excuses for having any misspelled words. The last point I want to make is how to improve your spelling. And I want to say that there's basically two ways to do this. And we talk about these in terms of the terms deliberate and incidental learning. Deliberate learning means that you can actually sit down and learn spelling rules and memorize how to spell words and so on. And this can be very useful for you actually as language learners. When you're reading a textbook, or when you come across a word that you've never seen before, take a minute to write it down a few times. Or if you're watching a movie and you see or hear some word you're not sure how to spell, look it up in the dictionary and practice writing it until you know that it is in your mind. Also, our textbook has some rules about spelling that you can learn, and we're going to be doing those in class. Hopefully those kind of rules can help you get some of the general ideas. And the second thing after deliberate learning is incidental learning. And this means just from being alive and experiencing different things, you can become a better speller. For example, if you read a lot, reading can be very helpful. By reading a lot, you're going to see words spelled correctly again and again. And that starts to have an effect on your mind. Also by writing and even by speaking, you will start to see that the connection between what you say, what you write, and what you read, and little by little, you will start to correct yourself. But it does take an awareness. You have to be aware of what's happening in your mind and take the time to do a little bit of thinking about it in order to bridge that gap between spelling things just incorrectly and not knowing why, to maybe make mistakes, but also taking the chance to improve as you go along. So anyway, just to review, spelling can be difficult, but that doesn't mean we give up. There are a lot of ways to improve spelling with spell check and dictionaries and so on. Through learning exercises, just simply by reading and writing as much as we can, you will become a better speller. And I know that by the end of this semester, you will be giving in assignments and doing assignments work that is either 100% correct if it's something you have the chance to work on, or very, very correct if it's something that we have to write in class. So keep working on spelling. It's a lifelong process, and I know that you will do well with it. Thank you.